What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve Natto, and we are here today with the brand new Yeezy Cinder. These just dropped this past Saturday on March 21st, 2020 for retail price of 220 bucks and are the next Yeezy 350 V2 that we've seen kind of released from Adidas and Kanye West here, and it came at a very, very interesting time. So, of course, you guys probably were aware that this release was online only due to everything that's going on in the world right now. So they were a little bit more difficult to get than I feel like most people anticipated. But with the help of, my kind of tips and tricks that I put out a how to cop video for the Cinders right here. I made a site list. I made a bunch of different things that were available to you guys, in my last video. That's going to be linked above there. I used those tips and tricks and was able to pick up this pair right here of the Cinder Yeezys. So I'm glad to have it in hand for you guys, and I did want to make this review as soon as I got them. They just showed up in the mail this morning. So we're going to do a full in-hand review and on feet of the sneakers. So very, very excited to dive into it. I think this is a great looking, kind of all black Yeezy. It's got some different color variations on the bottom, but we're going to do a full in-depth look at the sneaker. So that's what we're going to do here. And I will say, if this was your first time stopping by the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the new sneakers that I pick up and all the content that I post. There's still tons of releases coming out, even though there is so much going on in the world right now. But we're going to stay locked into it, still going to continue with the videos and continue with the uploads. So without wasting any more time, though, it's time to dive into this video right here of the Yeezy Cinder. We're going to do a full in-depth, in-hand review and on feet. So let's go. All right, so here we are up close with the Cinder Yeezy. So it does look really, really nice. It is essentially all black, except for a few little hits towards the bottom and the back heel, but we'll get into those in a second. But before we do, we'll take a look at the box. Like we always do for most of the shoes we review on the channel here, we do like to take a look at the extras. And we see here on the size tag, Yeezy Boost 350 V2, Cinder, Cinder, and Cinder is the colorway, and FY2903 is the style code. But now back to the shoes. Again, it's basically all black. And if we start down here at the midsole and outsole, we can see a little bit of that brown kind of gum-colored outsole peeking through the back heel. Typical of 350 V2s where that little patch on the back is a different color. But then the rest of the midsole is a little bit of a different shade compared to the upper material. Hopefully the camera does a good job of showing that. It's a slightly different shade, both essentially black, just one a little bit darker than the other. But then that midsole continues all the way around to the toe. And then the upper material here, it's the same as other 350 V2s that have released, except this one is that all kind of cinder black colorway. We have that essentially see-through stripe. This one seems to be a little bit darker because you can't exactly see through it. Even if I put my hand there, it's a little hard to see. I believe it actually is, but it's gonna be a little bit darker than the other colorways that have come out. But then the laces all match the same. The toe box is about the same as well. And then the very top of the toe has that brown gum-colored outsole peeking through. But now we'll rotate these around and take a look at the other sides of the sneaker. Onto the front view here, basically everything wraps around. Again, we can start up at the top of the toe with that brown gum-colored outsole peeking through at the very top. And then we do have this exposed kind of lacing and material going all the way up the toe box, leading to the laces all the way up to the top of the tongue. Typical of 350 V2s here, same kind of design, nothing really too different. And you see that sort of translucent stripe running all the way down the lateral side. But then that is going to round out the front of the sneaker. Now onto the medial, basically everything is consistent here and stays the same. Same 350 V2 upper that we see, the laces connect around. You got the same color up on the collar, and this pair does have a back heel tab on the back there. Again, the rest of the midsole and outsole connecting there, but all essentially the same for the medial side. The only thing I will point out here is on the left sneaker, you do see the size tag that comes attached to it saying all the same information as the box. So FY2903, the Cinder colorway of the Yeezy 350 V2. And now onto the back to get a better look here. Here's the full profile view of that back heel. So again, that different colored patch running down connecting to the outsole is shown right there from the back of the midsole. We do have the two tabs on the back here, the stitching and the back heel. Again, with those 3 Adidas stripes on the inside as well. And now I've turned on the flash to take a better look inside the shoes, and right off the bat you can see these 3 Adidas stripes on the back heel are reflective on this pair. And then on the insole you do have a black insole with white Adidas and Yeezy branding on the inside. And then we can take a better look inside the sneaker to see the size tag for the numbers and information on this Cinder Yeezy. So that is right there. We get it to focus. And then that is going to round out the inside of the sneaker. And lastly here, we can take a look at the outsole on the Cinder Yeezy. And this one is where the colors really differ. So as we have said throughout the video, the upper is sort of that all black color, but then the outsole is more of a brown, I guess not exactly gum color, but more of a brown with Adidas up at the very toe. You got the boost peeking through, typical of other 350s. And then in the back, you got the boost peeking through as well. And this back plate where it says boost, they decided to go with yellow. I'm not really exactly sure why they did that, but that is the only really kind of different color on this sneaker that stands out other than, you know, the black and the brown. So pretty interesting touch for the outsole, but that is what we have here for the Cinder Yeezy. And now we have taken that full up close and in-depth look at the Yeezy Cinder here. So it's time to get them laced up and I'll show you guys what they look like on feet. All right, so now there we have it for the Cinder Yeezy on feet. So I thought they looked really, really good. I think this is a really clean looking Yeezy that you really can't go wrong with. Black Yeezys are such a good shoe that they really don't have too many of them out there. Honestly, the black static Yeezys, both the static non-reflective and the static reflective, are two really good ones, but those come in at a much higher price point than these ones in terms of the resale market. Obviously, most of these Yeezys, especially 350s, sell out right away, so those ones are only available on resale. Same with these ones, especially being online only. And these ones come in at a much cheaper price point, so this is a great one to pick up if you're looking for an all-black Yeezy. I think it's really, really good. Obviously, the other comparable would be the Yeezy that came out fairly recently, but that one is a little bit more, I guess I'd say, interesting than all black. There's some other colorways going inside of that one, but this is a really, really good one and still a shoe that fits similar to other 350 V2s. So I've reviewed a bunch of 350s at this point, and they all essentially fit the same. And my recommendation is to go up a half size from your typical sneaker sizing in Yeezys, because they do tend to fit a little bit snug, especially up in the toe box. So at this point, I have gone to go up a half size to give myself a little bit extra room, and that's what I see a lot of people saying online as well as what they have found works for them. So up a half size is definitely my recommendation. In terms of Yeezys themselves, they're an extremely comfortable shoe. The 350 V2 in particular, one of the most comfortable sneakers on the market, and a really good one at that. So if you're in the market for a pair of Yeezys, want a black pair of Yeezys, and want something really comfortable, this is definitely the shoe for you. So with all of that being said, if I bring it together and give you guys kind of my final ratings and opinions on a scale out of 10 for this shoe, I think it's really, really good, and I'm going to go a 9.5 out of 10. I really don't have much wrong with it at all. I think it's just a simple, easy kind of knock out of the park for Adidas. They did a very good job, and I think made a better, more attainable version than the static, black static, non-reflective and reflective versions to make this one. With that being said, the Cinder Yeezy was supposed to have a reflective version release. I believe I saw that the page got loaded on Yeezy Supply, and there's definitely rumor of it coming out. I know Yeezy Mafia talked about it a little bit, and I could have sworn I've seen pictures online, but it has not released at this point, so I'm not sure if that's actually a thing or if it will release. But stay tuned to my social media channels in the description down below. I do post content like that for when new releases happen, as soon as I get word of it. So if something does happen, I will for sure post about it down there, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. But with all of this being said here, I think we've covered everything for the video, and I want to say if you have any questions at all regarding the Cinder Yeezy or other 350 V2s that I've reviewed at this point, just please let me know in the comments down below or over on social media, and I'll help you guys get those questions answered. But that's going to wrap it up, so I think that's it for today. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys again real soon on the next video.